honorable judges, and all who are here today. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you today. My topic for today is a terrible nightmare. It was late in the night. The great moon, which hung ceremoniously in the sky, was surrounded by grey clouds. It made the surrounding covered with a sense of mystery. I was walking back home with Sally after a tuition class. A lightning struck all of a sudden on the playground not far away from us. Soon, it was drizzling. At first, I thought of finding a shelter, but Sally declined, as she wanted to go home earlier. We quickly ran back home to prevent ourselves from soaking fully in the rain. However, the slight drizzle suddenly escalated to a heavy downpour. The previously needle-like raindrops became engorged tears in mere seconds. We were forced to find shelter at the nearest bus stop. Our eyes were blurred by the rain. Luckily, there was a bus stop a few steps away from where we stood. When we reached the bus stop, a chilling wind suddenly breezed towards me. I was trembling like a leaf in the rain. Sally, do you feel cold? I asked her. To my dismay, there was no one replying to my question. I turned around to look for Sally, but I couldn't find her. I was so worried about her, as I just realized that I forgot to tell her to run together with me. I began to run back to the direction where I came from, hoping Sally would appear in front of me. Tap, tap, tap. I heard footsteps behind me. I thought it was Sally. But when I turned back, it was actually a 6 feet tall man with black curly hair walking near me. He was wearing a black mask. To my horror, his hand was holding a knife stained with blood. And I saw him carrying Sally's handbag. I was terrified. My face turned pale like a sheet of paper. I thought Sally was dead. I began to scream as loud as I could. Help! 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 My scream caught the attention of the man who I thought he was a robber. He turned back to me with a fierce and cunning look, looking at me as if he was going to eat me up. He walked towards me slowly. I tried to escape, but my legs turned jelly instantly. The sound of footsteps was getting louder and closer, and it stopped all of a sudden. I lifted up my head slowly. He was standing in front of me, looking at me as if I was his peer. He raised up the knife that he was holding slowly. Please, please, don't kill me! I will do anything for you! I cried family was standing around me, looking anxious. I felt relieved as it was just a terrible nightmare. I must have been watching too much horror movie during the holidays. I swear that I will not watch that kind of movie again in the future. Thank you for paying attention to me.